Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Mutton Chop Piper here. Well, today's video is going to start a series that I'm calling Tobacco Blending and Tobacco Blenders. This first video, though, is called Treat Your Tobacco Like It's a Glass of Wine. Now, this video is primarily for the more experienced beginner and the intermediate pipe smoker. The seasoned pipe smoker will know what I'm talking about. They may go about it a different way, but they'll understand what I'm talking about. So, I'm not a big wine drinker, but I have seen people at wine tastings and on TV. And when you watch them, they'll take a glass and they'll pour some wine in it and they'll hold it up to the light, and then they'll swish it around and they'll kind of breathe in the aroma, and then they'll tell you, yeah, I can smell peat, and I can detect the scent of black cherry, and detect a hint of something else, whatever. You know, they'll start giving you some idea of what is in the wine, what they can smell, or the scents they get from the wine when they're smelling it. Then they'll taste it, and they'll kind of swish around their mouth and spit it out, and they'll tell you more about what they taste. And we kind of do the same thing with pipe tobacco. Now, I go through a ritual, and I think I've told you this in other videos, but I go through a ritual before I load my pipe, and it's usually not every time I load my pipe. It's usually when I decide, okay, I'm going to sit and smoke my pipe for the rest of the evening or whatever. Then the first bowlful, I will go through this ritual. And it's just, I don't know, it's just, for me, it's just fun. It's just it sort of gets me prepared to relax. You know, well, I'll just show you what I do. So today, we're going to look at plum pudding as our example. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure and let you know that I have done a couple of videos that maybe some of you have seen on base tobacco components and condiment tobacco components, and what you should be tasting when you smoke some of these different blend components. That's in a playlist on my site, on my YouTube site, so YouTube channel. So just go to those, and the playlist will say, I'm not sure, tobacco taste, I think it is. But if you want to know more about what you should be tasting when you taste these different blend components, then you might want to go there first, so you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so again, we're going to be using plum pudding from Seattle Pipe Club as our example. So first thing I do is I take the tobacco and I do almost the same thing as a wine tasting person does. So I take the jar and I kind of draw in the scent, just really a deep scent. Now, you've seen me do this on Blend Club videos if you are part of Blend Club. Now, so the first thing I try to do, especially when I get a brand new tin of tobacco that I've never gotten before, is I do this and I try to pick out the scents if I can. So in plum pudding, I can pick out the Virginia, but it's Oriental forward. Now, as you know, I am a big fan of Oriental pipe tobacco. That's just my preferred blend type. And with plum pudding, I really can, the Orientals or the Turkish really pops. It really is, it's driving the bus, you know. I can really smell that. Now, I can also smell the Latakia. The Latakia is there, but it's kind of a few rows back in the bus. It's not overtaking the blend. And there's also, I can smell some Cavendish as well. So all these combine to make plum pudding, for me at least, one of the most delicious tobaccos that there is. So then I load the tobacco and I light it normally. Now, when you light your tobacco, when you do the false light and the true light, you're not looking for taste. You're looking to get it going. You're looking to get it lit and get that ember going. Once that happens, then you fall back into the breath method. At least that's how I smoke my pipe, is by using the breath method. And by using this method, that's also on my YouTube channel, so you can look it up. And if you're new to the channel, I breathe in through my nose, and I lightly pull in a little bit of a taste, and then as I breathe out of my nose, I force it back through. And that gives me a chance to kind of taste the blend, swirl it around in my mouth like they do with wine, and then every so often I spit it out by blowing the smoke out. And by using the breath method, it keeps that tobacco cool. And someone the other day said, well, I don't understand, aren't you blowing oxygen back through? Actually, no. Because when you breathe in, you're breathing in oxygen. When you breathe out, now I'm going to screw this up. I know I am. It's carbon dioxide, I think. I think it's carbon dioxide. That does not burn. So when you push it through, all you're doing is you're not actually stoking the fire. It's just passing through, and you're lightly, there may be a little bit of oxygen in there that will keep the ember burning, but it's not going to blaze it. It's not going to, make it blaze. So that's how it's able to keep that ember lit but cool. So you draw it in, just sip it in, taste it, push it back through the pipe, draw it back in again, push it through the pipe, and then draw it back in and then blow it out. And then every so often you take the pipe out. Every so often I clean my palate by drinking something, water, tea, soda. And I do that so that I can get the fresher tobacco taste. So, when you're eating something or you're drinking something and you drink that particular thing for quite a long time, your tongue sort of gets saturated and you lose a little bit of that taste. Well, by drinking water or tea or coffee or soda, it sort of kind of washes that taste away, and it refreshes the taste of the tobacco that you're tasting. And so I draw it in and I taste it and I blow it out. And then I can hold it in my mouth and kind of let it linger there for a minute and determine if I can actually taste the bread of the Virginia, or the orange juice spice of the Oriental, the caramel taste of the Cavendish. I try to pick out the taste, and I try to work out, because it's mixed in, and if it's a good blend and it's been aged, it will trick you. It won't give up its secrets easy. You have to really kind of get in there and sort of concentrate on what you're tasting. Now you may think, well, that's counterproductive from what you're talking about. you're supposed to be smoking a pipe and relaxing. Yes, yes, true. But ever so often I like to challenge myself and see exactly if I can pick out different blend components that I'm tasting. And another aspect of tobacco, comparing it to wine, is that we take tobacco and we cellar it. We allow it to age. Aged tobacco is able to transfer its different components onto the other tobaccos that are in the blend. Plus, if it's got Virginia, then the sweetness will be enhanced. Other tobaccos will mellow. Other tobaccos will deepen. So I've done this before. I have smoked a fresh tin of tobacco and then a tobacco that's been around for 4 years, and I can definitely tell the difference. The 4-year-old tobacco is deeper. It's mellow, more mellow but deep. It's sweeter. Again, there we go. You know, we're doing the same thing with tobacco as we do with wine. So the next time you buy a new tin of tobacco, especially if it is a non-aromatic, sit down and see if you can pick out the different blend components that make up that tobacco. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.